The film opens with a voiceover emphasizing the importance of communication in relationships, highlighting how taking each other for granted can lead to losing the spark. This sets the stage for the strained family dynamic we soon witness. Anna, a teenage pole dancer, is seen practicing intently while her younger brother Man watches. Their mother, who remains unnamed but is clearly the protagonist, is exasperated trying to get her husband Gustav to pick up his phone. At home, the tension is palpable. The mother discovers Anna has forged her signature on a competition registration form, leading to an argument. Anna, desperate to compete, accuses her mother of trying to control her life. The conversation escalates at dinner, where Anna defiantly announces she's going to the competition regardless. Her parents' attempt to discuss it later is met with Anna's frustration and a shocking accusation. She calls her mother a pedo for her negative perception of pole dancing, leading to a heated exchange about setting boundaries and respecting individual choices. The mother's anger boils over, culminating in her declaring she wants a divorce from Gustav, leaving the children stunned. The mother later tries to explain her decision to the children, reassuring them that their family will be whole again before any separation. This revelation deeply distresses Gustav, who is having an affair. He confides in his mistress, expressing his inability to play the happy family father under these pretenses. His mistress, surprisingly empathetic, urges him to consider the children and give them a nice ending to their parents' relationship, suggesting that a 2-week family trip might be all that's needed to achieve this. The family embarks on the trip, an attempt to mend their fractured relationships. However, the airport scene immediately reveals the deep-seated dysfunctions. Man's childish antics, including bringing a water gun and a magazine with a hot mom on the cover, which turns out to be his own mother much to her discomfort, create further awkwardness. At a gas station, a significant argument erupts between the mother and Gustav. She confronts him about his affair and his emotional absence, accusing him of being incapable and resigned from his responsibilities. She's terrified by his neglect, particularly when he allows their 5-year-old son to look at inappropriate magazines while he prioritizes calling his mistress. Gustav defends himself, claiming he's always present but unseen, leading to a bitter argument about their differing roles and expectations within the marriage. The mother expresses feeling like his mom and warns him he'll end up alone. Upon arriving at a remote cabin, more chaos ensues. The grandmother's insensitivity regarding Anna's pole dancing and Man's dietary needs, he has celiac disease, further fuels the family's discord. Gustav struggles to light a fire, and the cold cabin highlights his perceived inadequacy. The mother expresses her frustration with Gustav's lack of presence and involvement, leading to another argument where she accidentally leaves Anna's crucial pole dancing bag at the gas station. This oversight devastates Anna, who feels her parents' dysfunction is actively sabotaging her dreams. The family rushes to find new gear for Anna before the shops close. During this frantic search, another raw conversation unfolds between the parents. The mother, feeling the weight of doing everything, confronts Gustav about his passive role and his inability to take responsibility. She accuses him of being a control freak who doesn't trust her to handle things. Gustav in turn feels marginalized, claiming there's no space for him because she controls everything. They both acknowledge their differing methods but affirm their shared goal of a happy family. The film concludes with the family at the hotel still reeling from their internal conflicts, but with a glimmer of hope for acceptance and understanding. The final image of a road sign, "You're not born out of hell, you create it yourself," serves as a stark reminder of their agency in shaping their destiny. The family's arrival at the remote cabin quickly proves to be a further test of their already strained bonds. The grandmother, in an unfortunate display of insensitivity, makes disparaging remarks about Anna's pole dancing, calling it stripping, and dismisses Man's severe celiac disease as simply being sensitive to bread. This lack of understanding from a family member only deepens the rift, particularly for the mother, who constantly feels the need to defend and protect her children from such judgments. Gustav's struggle to light a fire in the chilly cabin symbolically reflects his inability to provide warmth or stability to his fractured family. The mother's pent-up frustration with Gustav reaches a breaking point when she accidentally leaves Anna's crucial pole dancing bag containing her competition gear at the gas station. This oversight, a direct consequence of their heated argument, and Gustav's distraction, devastates Anna. She lashes out, accusing her parents, particularly her father, of sabotaging her dreams due to their constant fighting and his neglect. This incident becomes a stark metaphor for how their marital dysfunction is directly impacting their children's lives and aspirations. The frantic rush to find replacement gear before the shops close leads to another raw and honest confrontation between the parents. The mother articulates her exhaustion from carrying the emotional and practical load of the family, accusing Gustav of being incapable and having resigned from his responsibilities. She details her fear regarding his inattentiveness, especially after he allowed their young son to inadvertently see inappropriate material while he was preoccupied with his mistress. Gustav in turn voices his own feelings of marginalization, claiming he's always present but unseen, and that the mother's control freak tendencies leave no space for him to take responsibility. Despite the painful revelations and simmering resentment, a fragile understanding begins to emerge. They both acknowledge their shared goal of a happy family, even if their methods differ wildly. The film culminates with the family settling into a hotel, the immediate crisis somewhat diffused. The road sign, "You're not born out of hell, you create it yourself," serves as a powerful closing statement, leaving the audience to ponder whether this family, despite their deep-seated issues, can ultimately choose to create a better future for themselves, free from the hell of their current dysfunction. The family's strained dynamics continue to unravel at the hotel. The mother, still reeling from the events, expresses her relief at letting go of responsibility and tells Gustav to take over. This prompts him to sleep on the sofa, leading to questions from their son man about why daddy isn't in bed with mummy. Anna meanwhile is focused on her pole dancing competition. She prepares to rehearse, declining her parents' offer to accompany her, highlighting her desire for independence. Gustav attempts to help Anna set up the stage for her performance, but his efforts are half-hearted and ineffectual. He admits to his mistress through a phone call that he closes his eyes when Anna practices, finding it difficult to watch. This reveals his discomfort with her chosen sport and his passive approach to supporting her. He likens his help to simply fiddling with a knot while Anna does all the real work. He then pontificates about people always wanting more, comparing it to desiring a luxury car only to find it still has problems, unlike his reliable old Saab. His mistress in turn subtly critiques his actions, urging him not to just sit there fiddling with the knot. The mother meanwhile has a strange encounter with the competition organizer, who presents her with a lucky troll as a thank you. The mother feels unwell, attributing it to needing to eat. However, she later takes morphine and a message on her phone about what do I tell the children? The Swedish Cancer Society ominously reveals a deeper, devastating secret: she has cancer. The family attends the competition kickoff, a situation the mother initially resisted but eventually agreed to. Man's restless energy and the parents' ongoing tension are evident. At dinner, Man experiences stomach pain after eating pizza despite his celiac disease. The mother, realizing Gustav has forgotten Man's gluten-free food bag, gets angry, exacerbating their ongoing argument about his irresponsibility and her feeling of being a single mom. She confronts him about his affair and his emotional absence, expressing her terror at the thought of him caring for the children alone. She highlights his absent-minded nature and the children's awareness of his detachment. The argument escalates with accusations of control and suffocation, with Anna joining in, telling her mother she does everything wrong. Man's pain worsens and he is taken to the hospital. The mother blames Gustav for allowing Man to eat pizza despite having asked him to let go and take responsibility. In the hospital, Anna expresses her hatred for her mother, accusing her of embarrassing her and constantly controlling her life. The mother, however, remains calm, apologizing for her mistakes and expressing her unwavering support for Anna's choices, emphasizing that she simply wants to be involved and that she will always be proud of her. She acknowledges her fear of losing Anna but wants her to live freely. The family eventually leaves the hospital with Man recovering. The mother and Gustav share a tender moment. Gustav is impressed by a lucky troll that does pole dancing gifted by the competition organizer. The mother then tells Gustav the shocking truth: she has cancer. She explains her cowardice in not telling him sooner, driven by her fear of being left by him or of him staying out of pity. She expresses the overwhelming sadness of leaving her loved ones and her fear for how her children will cope. The film concludes with a poignant shift. The mother is at peace knowing her children are surrounded by love and that Gustav will take care of them. The family prepares for another long car journey. Anna performs her pole dance routine with confidence, her performance reflecting the theme Stronger Together. She invites her mother to join her on stage, acknowledging their shared journey. The family celebrates Anna's victory, but Anna chooses to celebrate with her friend Gabriel, further solidifying her independence. The parents are left alone, reflecting on their relationship. The mother expresses her long-held anger and disappointment, while Gustav confesses his pathetic common male problem of feeling forgotten and displaced by the children's arrival. They acknowledge their mutual shortcomings and express their longing for their past connection. The mother ultimately reiterates her acceptance of Gustav's mistress if she makes him happy, but also expresses her desire to seize the present moment with him. The film ends with the family in the car embarking on a new uncertain journey, with the mother's acceptance of her fate and the fragile hope for a more honest connection within the family. The narrative delves deeper into the complex emotional landscape of the family, particularly the mother's secret battle with cancer. Her initial reluctance to tell her family stems from a profound fear, not just of being abandoned by Gustav but also of him staying out of pity and, most agonizingly, of leaving her beloved children behind. She grapples with the idea of them feeling responsible for her illness, a burden no child should bear. Her admission to Gustav about her illness is a pivotal moment, stripping away the layers of resentment and revealing the raw vulnerability beneath their arguments. Despite the devastating news, a fragile sense of peace settles over the mother. She finds comfort in the knowledge that her children are surrounded by a strong support system, knowing they are in a good place and surrounded by people who love them more than life. This acceptance allows her to release her fear and embrace the present. The film concludes with the family embarking on another long car journey, a symbolic continuation of their shared life. The mother's acceptance of her fate and the glimmer of a more honest connection between her and Gustav suggest that even in the face of profound loss there is potential for healing and a redefined sense of family. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.